are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime prime time.
It's XL Prime Time, featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
All right, it's Thursday here on XLP. We got a lot to get into today. A lot to get into. I'm Matt Hayes. He's Leon Searcy. RJ in for JJ, running the show. Josie's on vacation still through the end of the week. He'll be back next Tuesday, I guess, because we're off Monday. Monday's a holiday.
We are. 3-day holiday, baby.
Yeah. So Josie will be back on Tuesday. I'll actually be in Destin on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the SEC spring meetings. In fact, we'll talk a little SEC today with Mike Griffith of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, probably around 2:35. But I wanted to start off, we're going to talk a lot of football today, but I want to start off, Leon, because I figure this would be a great topic, not only for you, but for everyone out there, everyone in the listening audience. You guys want to get involved, it's easy to. Hop on the text line brought to you by our good friends at Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010. And we got an interesting little subject here because last night, with a little over 2 minutes to play, and up by 14 points on the home court at the Madison Square Garden, Game 1, Eastern Conference Finals, and the Knicks. Holy mother of God, the Knicks, who haven't reached the NBA Finals since 1999, blew it. Defensive mistakes, turnovers, poor shot selection, and just like that, they lost home court advantage. A gutting, galling loss for the ages. Which leads me to this quick way to start the show today. What are your most gutting losses as a fan, as a player? It could be like a high school loss. It could be whatever. What's your most gutting loss, sports loss, and then as a fan as well? All right? Leon, we're going to get into this with you because I know you've got some great stories. For me, as a fan, it was probably the Easter Epic in 1987 when the Capitals and Islanders played in the longest Game 7 in NHL history. I was in college. Game didn't end until nearly 2 a.m., went 4 overtimes, 4 full overtimes, lasted 6 hours and 18 minutes, ending when the Caps gave up this cheap, deflected goal to Pat LaFontaine. Just an absolute crusher. A crusher. And you guys know I grew up a Cowboys fan too. So another one of those crusher gutting games for me was Montana to Clark in the NFC Championship game. Just an absolute kick to the gut. So we want to get your thoughts out there on the text line, 641-1010. What's your most gutting loss as a fan? What's your most gutting loss as an athlete, no matter what level of sports? Let's hear him. Leon?
Well, I want to ask you this question. You being a Cowboy fan, was that a throwaway or was that a good catch? Because Cowboy fans say he was trying to throw it away and Dwight Clark just went and forgot it.
At that point, I didn't care what it was. It was the worst.
It hurt you.
It was the worst ever. That actually might. I mean, that's probably worse than the Easter Epic. Mm-hmm. But that loss, oh my God.
How old were you when you watched that game? You had to be. That was 1980s. 18, 19 years. Oh yeah, that was good. You was probably in a
17?
bar somewhere watching.
No, I wasn't at a bar. No. 17.
17.
No. Yeah.
You trying to say you weren't at a bar at 17?
No, I wasn't. Although back then it was like 18 and you're legal to drink, but no, I wasn't.
17. You were at Florida, right?
What year was that? That was not yet.
Okay.
That was 1980, 1980, right?
Was it 1980?
Yeah, I wasn't even 17. I was 1980. I was 14.
14 years old. Okay, so it had to be good.
Maybe that's why it was so gutting for me.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah. Well, to the game real quick. That was what did Shah Khan say? Institutional fail from top to bottom.
Right.
That's what that was.
Fail.
It was. That was last. I mean, you got everything lined up perfectly. The stars have aligned for you. Having been to a conference final since, like you said,
since 99.
You got home field advantage. You got the crowd on your side.
You're playing a hot Pacers team.
Playing a hot Pacers team. Absolutely playing a hot Pacers team. And see, that's the reason why you don't let your foot off the gas. You don't never get comfortable. Who was the guy in Indiana who shot 6 threes in the fourth quarter? It was one. He set some kind of record. He had 6 threes in the fourth quarter.
Last night?
Last night. Yeah.
Oh, Aaron Neesmith.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he had 6 threes in the fourth quarter. The Knicks were up 9 with 52 seconds to go and still found a way to lose it. To get forced into overtime. That doesn't make any sense to me. That was gut-wrenching. Everybody organizationally has got to take that loss. Take that chin. Take that to the chin. Now,
Well, I'll give you this one. If you want to guess what the record was, when down by 14 or more points in the final 250 of regulation in the playoffs over the last 27 years, would you like to guess what the record was before last night?
It was 1,414.
Is that what it was?
It was 0,970, but we're close.
I thought it was okay. Well, I thought I saw that this morning. Earlier.
0 and 970?
Now it's 1,907. It's crazy. That it's just ridiculous. But as far as I go, my most gut-wrenching loss. I'm going to and you know I don't appreciate this, Matt Hayes, because I went to YouTube to watch the first quarter of it. It was 1990. Defending national champion Miami, ranked preseason number 1, and we go to Provo, Utah.
Interesting.
The Storm and Mormon State.
It's interesting that that's the game.
I don't know.
Like
I don't know what the deal is when it comes to when it comes to the religious schools. We just Notre Dame gave us fits.
Yeah.
BYU gave us fits. You know what I'm saying?
Boston College
gave us fits.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's something about it. But that was the most gut-wrenching loss because we were 14-point favorites. We were number 1 in the country, defending national champions. We were playing the 16th ranked BYU team.
Ty Detmer.
And I watched the first quarter of it, man. They were moving up and down the field on us. We couldn't stop them. If it wasn't for 2 early turnovers in the first quarter, we could have easily been down 14-0. That's why I was watching the first quarter. I was like, man, Ty Detmer he is churning and burning on us. Absolutely churning and burning on us. And we couldn't cover him. We couldn't get any pressure on him. And, I mean, the most gut-wrenching thing about the game is that I felt that we were the better team, but they were the better team that day. They were. They were absolutely. They beat us by 7 points. And I remember just sitting on the bench after the game and just shaking my head. Just like, I can't believe it. I can't believe we lost the game. Because, first of all, losses came few.
Right. It was rare for you guys.
Rare for me. Yeah, absolutely. It was rare for me to lose the game, but then to lose the way we lost. And then the aftermath, when we came back to Miami. Okay, first of all, our dorms were trashed. So trashed. They burned our kicker's bike.
Are you serious?
Bro, I'm telling you, they went after us. And
how did they get in your dorm?
Bro, they broke in. What do you mean how they get in? You know they didn't knock. They broke in and trashed our dorm. Absolutely. Then we had to hit the back then we had the voicemails.
Right.
The recorded messages.
Yeah,
and we had
answer machine.
Answer machine. So you hit the play on the answer machine, and it's every former player that played in Miami and just dog cussing us out. Everyone. I mean, every one of them was just dog cussing us out. And I knew that we had done something wrong because I went to go to the barber to get my hair cut.
Right.
Now, usually when I go get my hair cut, the barber just say, hey, come on, Cersei. Come and sit down, get in the chair. No, he told me to wait in line. I knew it was real then when your barber told you to wait in line.
Wow.
So I knew the loss was real.
How about
I got several appointments.
How about that?
Yeah,
man?
bro. They cut us deep.
That's text line's going crazy with the guys' thoughts. We're gonna get into some we want the personal ones too, like your own personal sports. Like here's one from the 407. Playing state championship in baseball against St. Thomas Aquinas. We're up 3-0 in the third, about to blow the game open. Thunderstorms come in Tampa. Have to come back the next day. Aquinas allowed to being in future first round pick to pitch. Must have allowed. Okay. Whatever you're doing with Siri when it's the worst with Siri. What it sounds like is Aquinas was allowed to bring back a future first round pick to pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Shut us down. We lose 4-3 in 8 innings.
Wow. That's good, Richie. That's terrible.
I will say that I one time in the state tournament in baseball, I struck out looking, and it was not good.
Really?
Yeah, it's not good.
The state title game you struck out?
State tournament.
State tournament game you struck out looking?
Struck out looking.
Wow.
Next year, same thing. Same thing the following year. Same thing, but didn't strike out.
Yeah.
Down 0-2. Got to walk.
Wow. Well, I was talking about this in the production meeting. The other gut-wrenching loss for me is Super Bowl 30. Not because we lost. I lost. Well, I told you the story where I lost the Super Bowl twice.
Right.
You know, I told you the story about how I lost Super Bowl twice, right? Well,
how did you lose it twice?
Okay, first, here's what happened. So we lose to the Cowboys 27-17, and then after the Super Bowl, I was devastated.
A game you could have won.
A game we could have won, absolutely. We took them down, 3 minutes to go, you know, at the 50-yard line. Neil O'Donnell throws an interception. Larry Brown takes it back. They score touchdowns. Game's over with.
Yeah,
So,
you were down 20-17. You had the ball driving.
We had the ball driving. Yeah, we were at the 50-yard line, ball driving. Could have either easily went down there and got a field goal to tie, maybe put it in overtime, or go down there and score and win. All right, Larry Brown takes it. So after the game, I go out. And I'm getting hammered because we lost the Super Bowl, right?
Trying to forget about it.
Trying to forget about it, absolutely. So I tried to forget about it. So I get back to the hotel room, and for whatever reason, I set my alarm, and my alarm goes off, and then I jump up, and I'm running back and forth, shower, clothes, this, and that. And my wife is in the bed looking at me like, what the hell is he doing? So I'm packing up stuff and everything, and she's like, baby, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean what I'm doing? Today is the Super Bowl. She said, what? I said, today's the Super Bowl. Now I said, come on, get your stuff so we can go. She said, baby, sit down for a minute. I said, wait, what? She said, baby, y'all played the Super Bowl yesterday. I said, what? I said, yeah. I said, I didn't dream it. She said, I thought it was a dream that we lost. She said, no, y'all lost. It was real.
And that's why you don't drink brown water anymore.
Exactly. I don't drink brown water. So I had to deal with the pain of the Super Bowl not once, but twice. Just terrible, man.
All right, from the 903 on the text line with the championship game and air it out in high school. The game was tied in overtime. Most yards, if the game is tied in overtime, it's most yards at one play. We did a 30-yard play. The other team threw up a prayer. Some dude jumped up and caught it about 35, a 35-yard jump ball. We lost. I didn't shake anyone's hand, grabbed my stuff, and left.
Wow.
RJ, I know you go to the gym a lot, and you're like, the gym rat. You back people down with your game, and you like to chuck it, too.
In the seniors league. He plays the seniors league.
He plays in the senior league, right. Any personal loss for you, personal sports loss, where you just utterly embarrassed by it?
Like when I played?
Yeah, when you played.
Yeah. I was in high school. We were playing La Cañada, and it was a great game. I think we went in like double overtime, and I should have inside pivoted off of the screen. It was going to basically go straight to me. I was going to get the ball, go to the basket, lay it up. I think we were trying to go to a third overtime. The ball was kind of overthrown. Still, I have to foul, so I get fouled out. I got to sit down and just watch the seconds tick away as we lost in that one. But that one I think about all the time.
So you were undisciplined, is what you're saying? That you did
on that one? No, because I tried to slip. I tried to slip the screen instead of waiting for the defender to hit, and then I was just it was just supposed to be an inside pivot. I just tried to slip it to try to catch him off guard, but.
Okay, I got you.
All right, Leon, before we go to break, I want to get this from you. Not the Super Bowl loss, all right? Not the Jags-Titans game. Mm-hmm. In the NFL, is there one loss that stands out to you like, son of a gun? Like that really sticks in your craw?
Yeah. I would have to go back to Pittsburgh. AFC Championship game against the San Diego Chargers. Okay? Now, we're the number one rushing offense in the NFL. We've got the ball first down to go at the 6-yard line. And we were...
Late in the game?
Late in the game. No. We're talking about, like, last 40 seconds of the game.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
All right.
So, they're up 20 to 16. Yeah. So, we needed a touchdown to win. And... we're the number one. We won. Our first play we call is a draw, and then we throw 3 passes. Now we're the number, and I knew, and I'm saying to myself, why are we running a draw? And we're the number one rusher. We line up too tight. Let's go power. Let's run these balls. Give us 4 shots to get in the end zone running the ball. If we can't do it, then done.
Right.
But we ran one draw. We threw a pass, and then the last play on 4th down, it came in. The play was called 74 sticks. I'll never forget it. And I said to myself, you know what? We about to lose this game. We about to lose. And it was gut-wrenching because the Steeler way was that this team is built on the offensive line. And you didn't give us an opportunity to win the game when it came down, don't get me wrong. Now they had Junior Seau. They had a formidable defense, but put it in the offensive line's hands to determine whether we go to the Super Bowl or not. So that was gut wrenching, and man, I was ticked off with everybody because I knew that we were the better team than the Chargers, but they played better that day.
On.
Yeah,
right.
They went on to play the 49ers in the Super Bowl. And how did that work out for them? They got slaughtered.
Well, I don't know that anybody would have beaten the 49ers.
Man, we would have beat the 49ers.
Come on, bro. That was a really good 49ers.
I don't care. We were a really good Pittsburgh Steelers team. We would have slaughtered the Niners. You talking about?
Didn't they score like 52 on the Chargers?
They scored 40. I think it was 48-16 or something crazy like that. They wouldn't have scored 48 on us. I'm telling you that right now.
I think they might hit the 50s in that game.
They may have. That was Steve Young.
Yeah,
Young. Steve Young wasn't no part of that Blitzburg, the package.
RJ, before we go to break, give me a that real quick.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, the College Football Selection Committee, Management Council announced that for the 2025 playoff, again, 2026 is a brand new contract, brand new format. It's going to be 16 teams. It'll be completely different than this one. For the 2025 playoff, there will be straight seeding. There will be straight seeding in 26 too. But for this season, there will be straight seeding. There will be no more the top 4 championship teams that win the conference championships will get the first round buys. So if that were transpired to the previous season last year, okay, then you're going to look at your four teams that would have gotten buys last year would have been number 1 Oregon, number 2 Georgia, number 3 Texas, which had to play a first round game, and number 4 Penn State, which also had to play a first round game. And then Leon, your first round games would have been Arizona State at Notre Dame, which would have been a lot of fun.
Scatterboo.
Okay.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
Yes.
And then it would have been Clemson, because I'm guessing that Arizona State would have been behind Clemson. Clemson probably would have been, so it would have been SMU at 11. SMU at 11 against Ohio State on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Then you would have had number 7 Tennessee playing host, not going on the road to Ohio State. Tennessee playing host to Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
And then Indiana and Boise State. Boise State traveling to Indiana, with Indiana getting a first round home game.
I like that. I'll still watch it.
Would have been very interesting. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I think then you've got the idea that Indiana, this underdog, gets a home game, right?
Yeah.
You got Tennessee with a home game. That's a huge difference with Tennessee playing host to Clemson than going on the road and playing at Ohio State.
Yeah, that format makes more sense. I like that format. So they're going to move forward with that this year or next year?
That will be this year in 2025 for the 12 teams. It'll be the same thing in 2026 when they move to 16. It'll be the same thing. It'll be straight seeding. You're not going to get any kind of crazy stuff from that. I mean, they tried it, didn't work, and now they move, which is good.
Well, the championships game's in Miami, right?
It is.
Oh, well, we'll host it. It's okay.
No matter, you're going to be there anyway, right? So it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
All right. We'll get into a lot of college football stuff actually in this next couple hours and some NFL stuff. I want to get into the Olympics and an interesting little poll, or I should say odds out, on who the quarterback would be in the 2028 Olympics. There's some odds out, and there's one that's not too, shall we say, pleasant for the quarterback here. So we'll get into that, a lot of that and more on XLP. Come back on the other side.
Golf courses, beaches, and non-stop sports talk.
Amazing, isn't it?
No wonder so many people like to live here.
This is a wonderful thing.
1010XL, Jack Sports Radio.
Need fresh and flavorful lunch? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad in every bite. It's quick and delicious, so why wait? Come taste the best chicken salad today at Town Center, Durbin Park, or Butler Point at Chicken Salad Chick.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com. PrepAdvantage.com.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Tired of a plain and boring backyard? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop choice to beautify your home. With pavers, stonework, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, pergolas, and driveways. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 3:20 for the latest in sports injuries. From all the big names in the game, who's MIA, who's coming back from injury. Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 3:20.
The 2025 season schedule has dropped, and single-game tickets are on sale now. Be at the bank to watch Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, and the Jaguars take on the biggest names in the NFL. Don't miss your favorite matchup and secure your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. See you this fall, Jags fans.
Yes, sir. That's the best decision.
I love it.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold and silver and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at almost $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock.
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coating is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan from Checkmate Coatings. Our precision coatings make your floors the MVP of any space.
Slam dunk your floors at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
I'm Stacy, and I want to tell you about my fogged up window fiasco at my house. I called up Mac at Baker Glass. He told me all I needed was a glass replacement. The process was so easy. All within a few days, they came out, measured, called me with an estimate, cut my glass, and came out to install the new ones. Now my view outside is fog-free thanks to Mac and his crew at Baker Glass. And my neighbors think I got some fancy new windows.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about the fence, Superior Fence and
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Prime Time. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, we're back on XLP. Matt Hayes, Leon Cersei, RJ in for JJ. Josie on vacation. We see you on the text line. You guys are killing it, and I love it. I love it. All the personal, gut-wrenching losses, as well as the most fan.
You know what's funny, Matt, is that I can remember the losses more than the wins. That's crazy how those things work, because all the emotions that's drawn into it, that losing that game that you knew you should have won, outweighs all the wins that I had.
I think that's the way with everybody.
It's
actually
crazy to me.
Yeah.
I went 56-4 at Miami, but the 4 losses, I remember, and they gut wrenching to me.
I bet you know the plays of the 4 losses.
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny. We'll get in this a little later. I'm trying to find Source in the Pro Bowl because he's got a great anecdote we'll get into later.
Oh, yeah.
Like the second play of the Pro Bowl, he's in. Peyton Manning throws the pick 6. And I said, Leon, Aeneas Williams got that pick 6 second play. I said, you almost got him. He looked at me and he goes, no, I didn't. Trust me.
No, I didn't. No, I hate that I had to put forth that much effort to try to catch him.
All right, listen, you guys. When you text in to the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosure, 641-1010, you got to do it the old-fashioned way. You can't use Siri because I can't read them. They make no sense. So you got to, type it in. I know it's a pain in the butt, especially when you're driving, but pull over and type it in because these are hilarious. Some of these are hilarious. Let's go. Let's go with 654 D from McClenny. Lost to Swanee. My last game was a senior at Reigns in 2004. Hurt my soul to this day. LOL. As a fan, the shoe throw, Florida versus LSU. All right. So his worst was the shoe throw by Wilson.
Mm.
Remember
I remember
threw
that.
his shoe and cost him 15 yards.
15 yards, yeah.
That's what cost him the game. One more from the text line real quick, the 671. Junior year of high school in the state wrestling finals. See, I love the state wrestling finals. I was leading 6-0 with 1 minute to go. I looked up in the stands for my girlfriend, and my opponent hit me with a headlock takedown and pinned me. Fortunately, I won the state title my senior year.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, if you didn't hear yet, last segment, the College Football Playoff Board of Directors has approved a change to this year's College Football Playoff. Not the number of teams, just the straight seeding, which means the conference champions last year in the first year of the 12-team playoff. The conference champions were awarded byes, the highest ranked first 4. And that last year, the highest ranked conference champions were the SEC, the Big Ten, the ACC, and Boise State. Boise State was higher ranked than the Big 12 champion, Arizona State. So that was a problem because Oregon was not happy about the fact that they had to play Ohio State their first game right out of the gate. And there were a lot of people saying, look, if you're the number 1 overall seed, the last thing you should be doing is playing Ohio State in the first round
I totally
of the playoff.
Absolutely.
So if that would have happened, we'll go over these again real quick. If that would have happened, you would have had Oregon at number 1, Georgia number 2, Texas number 3, and Penn State number 4 with your first round byes. And, of course, Texas played in the first round last year and beat Clemson. Penn State played in the first round last year and beat SMU. Your first round games last year would have been number 5, Notre Dame, playing host to number 12, Arizona State. Would have been number 6, Ohio State, playing host to number 11, Clemson. Okay, that's right, Clemson. Then you would have had number 7, Tennessee, playing host to number 10, SMU. And number 8, Indiana, playing host to number 9, Boise State. You had some fun games there, man. I think Arizona State at Notre Dame would have been really fun. Really fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know about Ohio State and Clemson. That probably would have been a blowout. I think SMU going to Tennessee would have been really fun.
So
if Boise State going to Indiana would have been a hell of a lot of fun.
Now, is this sustainable? Because if they go to 16, remember you told me last week. If it goes to 16, one would play 16.
1 to 16. Yeah, just like that.
Okay, but I mean, you got to reward. I don't have any problem rewarding the top 4 teams with a bye.
In a 12-team field.
In a 12-team field, yeah.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah.
So that's where that is. I think it's smart. I think it's smart because you're kind of setting everyone up for 2026 when there's going to be significant change when they go to 16. And when they go to 16, it will be straight seat again. So they're trying to kind of easing you into the whole process of where this thing will be. The 16 will probably be, my guess is that will probably be official within the next month because they'd like to get it done before the season. The SEC spring meetings are coming up next week. The Big Ten spring meetings are going on right now. So they're all figuring out what they need to do. The SEC is going to approve a 9-game schedule, which means they'll be playing 9 league games. The Big Ten plays 9 league games. The Big 12 plays 9. So you're going to get in a situation where everybody's going to be on the same page as far as how many league games they're playing. And then once you get everybody that's close to doing the same thing, then it's a little less. There's a little less controversy to it. There's a little less the idea of the SEC only plays eight league games and they get these cupcake games. And the SEC can't fire back and say, well, we're still the SEC and our games are still tougher than yours. Then it's a little less than that. Then you're all playing 9 and everything's easier then.
Now, 16 is going to be the limit, right? They're not going to branch out and try to make this like a tournament thing.
Well, you know what's funny is you would think that, right?
Yeah.
But I think the FCS is at 24 now. Let me check that. Because that's if you're looking at it, 16 seems like the right way, right? Once you get past
Sweet 16. Yeah. I have no problem with that. And you got to remember, I'm a kind of a championship snob too, as well. Everybody should not have that right.
Yeah, it's 24 now. The FCS,
24? Okay.
The FCS tournament.
Got you.
And it started at 16. Everybody was saying there's no way you can't. 16's way too many. And the whole thing with the football subdivision tournament was initially you can't play second semester football. This is only one semester. This is only a 1 semester game. Now the playoff ends way into the second semester. It was also, you can't have a tournament. You can't have a 16-team tournament. How can you do that? How are these guys going to study? And I used to always say, FCS schools, they graduate doctors and attorneys and mathematicians and biologists, and right? They just made excuse after excuse after excuse because they didn't want to share the money.
Yeah, but do you think they're dealing with the stress of being at a Georgia, Alabama? I mean, they're not dealing with that same stress.
I don't know that you know that, though.
Okay.
I mean, school is enough. If you're playing ball, no matter what level you're playing, and you got to go to school, and you're trying to go, you might even be into law school at that point if you're a really good student. Yeah, as a senior, right?
All right. Well, just remember, I had an offensive coordinator that told me that we win championships at Miami. If you wanted to education, you should have took your behind to Harvard. Just remember that, okay? That was at University of Miami. If you don't understand that, there's a lot of stress involved.
All right, we need to go to a quick break. We're going to come back with Mike Griffith of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. We'll talk to him about this as well as the dogs. We know you're out there, dog fans. We're going to give you a little dog love with Mike Griffith, and he'll talk some more about the SEC as well and the spring meetings coming up next week. Come back on the other side. It's XLP.
Let's go behind the curtain at 1010XL.
Next time it'll be flawless.
It's still the flea circus. It's all an illusion.
When we have control again.
You've never had control. That's the illusion.
1010XL.
You totally undersold it.
Are you ready to step up to luxury?
Check out the power of our exciting 2025 lineup, including the Lyric, IQ, Optique, and the stunning Visti.
With over 15 electric Cadillacs in stock and more on the way, it's the perfect time to trade in your Tesla and embrace luxury with a twist.
At Randy Marion, there are no tariffs. Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville, and see why our electric lineup turns heads.
Don't miss out. Drive Cadillac, electric or gas. We have both. Plus tax tag title $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Get a healthy start in 2025. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to encourage you to get healthy and stay healthy this year. They have a dedicated team who are committed to providing quality care. The goal is to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Visit duval.floridahealth.gov to learn more about their health programs and services. That's duval.floridahealth.gov.
Oh, no. No.
You okay in there?
Toilet's backed up. It won't flush.
Okay, I'll call the pros.
The tank isn't filling. The handle does nothing. Run for your life.
Don't be so dramatic. Duck Rooter will fix it.
For any plumbing issue, call Duck Rooter, your local plumbing professionals and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Listen all day as 1010XL gives you news, notes, and analysis of organized team activities as they get ready for the upcoming season. Our coverage of OTAs is hoisted by Heroes Lawn Care and Hurricane Grill and Wings.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 22nd, 1930, Lou Gehrig, New York Yankees future Hall of Fame first baseman, became the first player to hit 3 home runs in 3 different games. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home at the newly renovated 5-star ballpark this week and weekend. Join us tonight for Coors Light Thirsty Thursday, fireworks tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, plus free hats to the first 2,000 fans on Friday, courtesy of UF Health. Then it's Honey Drippers weekend with fireworks Saturday and Sunday. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. John's, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Spring and summer registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball. Plus, all new girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows. I-9 Sports with fields and gyms all over 3 counties. And the best thing is I-9 Sports offers sports year-round so kids can always find a sport to play. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Maxed out on credit card, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
All right, we're back on XLP. What do you got going there, RJ?
24 Hours to Live. I think it was this was DMX and the Locks, as well as Mace, who did the opening verse.
Right, Mace. Right,
Yeah.
right.
It was probably sampled. I want the real artist because that's sample.
This is sample too.
Yeah. You give homage to the real artist. You be naming
Every
all these
time I
rappers.
play a song, it's always sampled. I'm sure it is, but I don't know who it's from. I like the song though.
Do something that your youngsters don't do.
Research.
Take a history class.
Pay
All right.
homage.
You guys are crushing it on the text line with your moments of infamy as a player. This stuff is fantastic. 641-1010. Keep them coming, man. Again, don't use Siri because I can't read them. Siri doesn't translate well. You got to pull over and type it. Here's one from the 329. Junior year district semis, up 6-12. 12 to play. We lost. We were about 3 hours away from here. After the game, my dad said he would never cross the road to watch me play again. All right, we're going to bring in a special guest. You read him at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Dog Nation. You see him on Fine Bomb. He's Mike Griffith. Griff, good afternoon, brother. How are you?
Good. Did you say that the name of that song was 24 Hours to Live? Was that the name of it?
Is that it, RJ?
Yeah, that's the name of the song.
So if somebody offered you $5 million today and told you the only way you could get it would be if you died tomorrow, you wouldn't take that money, would you?
The only way I could get it is if I... Wait, say the question again.
If somebody said, I'm going to give you $5 million today, but you're going to die tomorrow, you wouldn't take that $5 million today, would you?
No.
All right, guys, let me tell you, that's the value of tomorrow right there.
Look at Griff,
Think about
huh?
that.
I love
Look at Griff.
I love
Think about that.
Coming in all philosophical on us, man.
I'm just telling you.
Griff, real quick, what was your personal sports moment of infamy after the Knicks blew a 14-point lead last night in the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals? Do you have one?
Yeah, I blew a throw from short in a state tournament. Lost the game. Yeah, it was bad. You're not supposed to cry in high school, are you? I did.
Did you cry?
In front of my girlfriend.
No less, right?
She married me anyway. We had 3 kids.
Well,
lasted 20 years. Might have still been married if not for that moment.
If not for you blowing it, did she hold it against you? Was that what you're saying?
I don't know. You know, she said I traveled a lot. She thinks that's why the marriage lasted as long as it did.
All right, listen, man. You cover Georgia. You cover the SEC. I definitely want to get into some dog stuff with you and SEC stuff as well. Obviously, the SEC meetings, spring meetings, are going on next week in Destin. What are you looking for there?
Well, I'm going to tell you what you should be looking for. You know, the Gulf Coast. I mean, look, you're sitting there on the ocean, and it is all. I've been to the Atlantic Ocean. It's so fantastic so many times. But if you want something different, Gulf Shores, I've got this beach house I'm renting out, guys. It's at Gulf. I'm serious. At Gulf Shores Getaway AL. It's Instagram, and I'm giving half off for 3-night stays next week. Literally 50% off.
All right. You got your plug in.
So there you go. I'm serious. People need to go check out Gulf Shores, Alabama.
It is pretty nice. It is pretty nice.
All
All right.
So what am I looking forward to? I mean,
what like the SEC spring meetings for the most part are kind of like, you know, very little happens. Let's just put it that way. Unless something crazy's going on, and right now something very big could happen with the 9-game schedule.
Well, I always get to visit with you, Matt, so I always enjoy it. But I get to visit with a lot of these coaches and ADs, and you get to do these interviews and stop them and do these awkward, you know, they want to get out of there. That, you know, Nick Saban pretends to be talking on the phone when he walks by. I mean, that's such a whatever move. But you do get to talk to a lot of the people who don't think they're better than everybody else. A lot of the ADs and coaches will stop and, you know, give you their opinions on things like what we learned today about the straight seeding for the playoffs. Got to think that very soon after the SEC goes to the 9-game schedule with guaranteed 4 bids, these are the dominoes that have to fall when, you know, whenever, you know, they wake up on the West Coast and, you know, figure out this case has been dragging on. Is there something I'm missing here? Is it that complicated? This is why we don't want the courts involved with athletics or you know, anything they don't have to be involved with. I mean, litigation. This court system, we could go on and on about it, but what a bureaucracy. I mean, my goodness, they say sports is a microcosm of our society. I mean, they've had 5 years to work this out. They give this thing preliminary approval last fall. Everybody jumps and starts reducing rosters, and the judge goes, well, wait a minute. You know, and now you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. So hopefully that gets settled soon, and then that allows all the other dominoes to fall. The SEC goes to 9 games. The playoff gets expanded to 16 teams. There's 4 automatic bids for the Big Ten and the SEC. and now we have a straight seating that's in order. It kind of greases skids, I think.
All right, Mike, right off the rip, I want to go ahead and apologize.
Okay.
I'm apologizing because I have a cousin, defensive tackle, Manchester, Georgia, named Justice Terry. He's my second cousin.
Oh, my goodness. Let me ask you this. Did he like the black suit with the red stitching before he committed to the school that wears orange and shocked everybody? I just
He
wondered.
grew up a Georgia Bulldog fan since he was a little tight. Yeah, it surprised me too. I called his daddy and I was like, "What the hell, bro? What's the flip about?" And you know what the flip was about.
Of course.
Yeah, but it surprised me.
That's okay.
Absolutely surprised me.
Hey, let me say, Arch Manning, same thing. Same deal. Know somebody close to the family, was headed to Georgia. And when they dropped that bag at Texas, if they don't got a quarterback throwing picks like Quinn Ewers, they probably still, probably holding up the big trophy if they had a decent quarterback playing the playoff. But if Arch turns out to be that guy with that Texas oil money, where they're flying those drones over the stadium, nobody else can afford those. That's just burning. That's literally burning money. Do we think that this new agreement, this new House versus NCAA settlement that caps, what the school can pay at $20.5 million, do we think that's a fix-all? Because remember, these guys can still negotiate outside of that $20.5 million, provided it's a fair market value. Is there a way around that? Can these oil barons get around that? If anybody can, it'll be Texas and Ohio State. But yes, Justice Terry, wow. Impact player. Can you imagine if Georgia would have had him and Griffin? They would have had the two most dominant. It would have been a Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter situation all over again.
All right, so Georgia. Let's stick with Georgia real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
We've got Gunnar Stockton. How convinced is the staff, do you believe, that Gunnar Stockton can be a Stetson Bennett type guy where you win with him for most of the season, and every once in a while you're going to win because of him, like they did in the second championship run? Can he be that type of guy? And what are your thoughts on that?
Matt, I'm glad that you qualified it like that, because there's still some people that think that they won because of Stetson Bennett often, when in fact it was having the number one defense and, having a guy like Brock Bowers, who was created in a lab. This guy just defies all logic, and Ladd McConkey and James Cook and, Kenny McIntyre. They had such a support staff. But do they have that number one defense now? I don't think so. Do they have a Brock Bowers now? No, I don't think we'll see another one of him for another decade. Do they have a Ladd McConkey? Hard to imagine. Branch is a pretty good transfer from USC. The offensive line isn't what it was. They're replacing 4 starters. So much more parity in the league. So the question becomes, what happens in those 50-50 games? And you just alluded to that, Matt. Last year there were 3 50-50 games. They beat Kentucky on the road. Hey, Kentucky was dangerous early on. That's Lane Kiffin. Beat him in Oxford. Probably cost them a playoff spot, right?
Just stop it.
They lost to Alabama. People want to blame Carson Beck, but, I saw a 6'4" guy from Miami going up against a 5'10" freshman, and the freshman from Alabama won. So I'm still waiting for Colby Young to do something relevant. He looks, other than look good in a uniform, and then they beat Texas, on the grid of Gunnar. But the run game, they outrushed them like 173-34. Everybody overlooks that. I don't know what happens in those 50-50 games, and I don't know who the 50-50 games are. Is it Alabama when they come here? Is it Ole Miss when they come here? Is it Texas when they come here? Is it when they travel to Tennessee? No, that's right. Tennessee didn't want to pay $2 million for a quarterback. Is it on the road against Auburn? Is Hugh Freeze really have a quarterback? So that's the question.
Look at the game he's ignoring, by the way, everybody out there driving around. The game he's ignoring.
No. Hey, if
the game they could have lost last year if Lagway stayed healthy, but
I
just
agree.
ignored it.
DJ Lagway in Florida was, they were beating Georgia when he went out, and I've said the same thing. They might have pulled that out if Lagway had stayed healthy in that game. So, that's definitely another game. I'm definitely not overlooking Florida. I went up to Billy Napier at the Senior Bowl, introduced. I didn't need to introduce. He said, "I know who you are." I guess he did. And I said, I have never seen a coach show that much poise and turn around a team midseason under that kind of fire. Ever, Matt. That was one of the most amazing. He was a dead man walking, literally. They were trying to hire, and the Gators turned it around. One of the more incredible turnarounds I've seen. But to answer your question, obviously the staff, this is what they got. I mean, they pursued a couple guys in the portal. They didn't get them. The other guy, Ron Puglisi, he's talented, but the light really hasn't gone on yet. He hasn't gone through doesn't get through his progressions. This was really his first true spring. So, to me, it's the $1 million question. If Georgia's quarterback play can be good enough for the team to win a championship, I mean, you just nailed it. That's the storyline.
All right, Mike. If Miami gets the best of Carson Beck, what can we expect Miami to do this year? I
mean, I don't know what the sporting cast is like, but the guy's a first-round talent. I mean, look, if the 6'4" transfer receiver from Miami, comes up with the back shoulder throw or at least bats it down, and Georgia wins that game, nobody cares what Carson Beck's driving. Carson Beck's biggest mistakes were on social media, not really on the field.
Right.
Now, could he have put in more work last offseason and gotten to know these receivers better? Sure. But we knew that the NIL would come with some unintended consequences, and the trappings of big money and the distraction that comes with that is one of them. But Carson Beck is a good guy. This is where everybody gets confused. Carson Beck's a good dude. He's not out there getting in trouble or doing anything irresponsible or embarrassing his school. Okay, he got a little carried away with the NIL deal. The guy's a hell of a quarterback. He's a heck of a player. Without Carson Beck, they don't win an SEC title. He played tremendously. He really turned it on down the stretch. Once they said, go ahead and run, use your mobility, he was a different guy. They beat Tennessee. Without him, they don't come back against Georgia Tech. They got caught asleep at the start of that game. What was he, 24-3 as a starter?
Yeah, I think he's very underrated as a starter.
I mean, if Georgia fans are being honest, they'd be better off with Carson Beck back this year instead of Gunnar Stockton. I mean, that's just the truth.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the truth. And it's kind of silly to pretend otherwise. But as it worked out, Carson got the injury, went and got evaluated by his own doctor. That might have rubbed, somebody in the kingdom the wrong way. They didn't know where he was for 3 days or whatever. And then he decides he's going to go pro. And then it's like, wait a minute. If you're uncertain about how this is going to heal, your draft stock could be uncertain. You're not going to go through the draft process. And, oh, by the way, Miami's on line one with about 4 or 5 million reasons why you might want to play another season and get that guaranteed money and improve your draft stock. So I don't think it just worked out where Carson wanted to leave Georgia. I think it was a series of things that happened. And, Miami got themselves a great quarterback, and now Gunnar Stockton's going to have his opportunity to have his own legend, or not.
I will say this, and we're going to get into something else right after, but I have a feeling you might see Puglisi this year. I just have a feeling.
I kind of wonder that myself, but you know what? Right now it's Gunnar time, and you got 2 warm-up games against Marshall and Austin Peay. What's that sign say? The zipper is open, go P. They hold that sign up at the game. And then you go to Tennessee with their new quarterback, a former Appalachian State quarterback who had a cup of coffee at UCLA before coming to Tennessee. We'll see what he does.
Yeah.
Then you got a week off, and then you got Alabama at home. And I think by the end of the Alabama game, you'll have a pretty good idea what you got.
All right, so I keep hearing people, I guess, in podcasts, on national radio networks, talking about it's a critical year for Kalen DeBoer. That if Kalen DeBoer doesn't get Alabama back to the playoff, there's going to be a problem. And I keep thinking they're going to have to pay him $70 million to fire him after this year. He's fine, is he not?
Well, I don't know.
You covered that team for a long time. You know all about the dynamics there.
Yeah, but you mentioned the money there, Matt, and that stuff's real now. And Alabama is not sitting in the cat. There's a reason Nick Saban got out of coaching, and Steve Spurrier told us this was going to happen. By the way, I'll never forget it. I guess it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I was talking with Coach Spurrier at the Spurrier Awards there in Gainesville, and I said, "How long do you think Nick Saban's going to keep coaching?" He said, "As long as he keep getting the best players." And guess what? NIL happened, and portal happened, and all of a sudden Alabama doesn't have a stacked roster. And then I asked Coach Spurrier when DeBoer got hired. I said, "Well, how long?" Actually, it was before DeBoer got hired, so I don't want to put words in his mouth. Got to quote the ball coach right. I said, "How long do you think the next guy's going to last?" He said 2 or 3 years most. Now he said that before DeBoer was hired, because by his logic, if the guy did well, he'd get out and go to the NFL, and this guy didn't do well, he probably wouldn't be there. But the numbers you just put in front of me, I would think at least 3 years, right? I mean, who's got $70 million other than Texas to throw around?
I'm not sure, but I think there's also a clause in that contract that it has to be paid like within the first 60 days since he's fired. So I can't even imagine them firing him.
I do think it's a critical year, though, for Alabama, whether it's for DeBoer or not, because, right now they're still in the conversation. But they slipped to second-tier status last year. You had your top-tier teams. 3 teams made the playoff, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas. And then the second tier, right, you had Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Alabama there on the waiting list, right? And then you get into Tier 3 and Tier 4. Alabama, if they don't make the playoff again, our perception about that program and the momentum kind of starts to change.
Yeah, I think it's very simple. You had a dynastic run when there was 4 teams in the playoff. Then you didn't get in when there was 12. That numbers kind of show you something. All right, before we let you go, give me.
Matt, let me add this, Matt. And if anybody knows what it looks like when a dynasty crumbles, it's Florida football fans. Remember the dynasty of the 90s?
Sure they appreciate that,
Steve Urban Meyer, and now you look at Florida and Josh Pace. Oh, we don't pencil him in as a winner, but like, oh, hey, Howie. Yeah, no kidding. Remember when everybody was scared of Florida? Terrified?
Give me a sleeper.
The scoreboard?
Give me a sleeper in the SEC, man.
Well, I don't know. Is LSU is that too obvious, or is that a sleeper?
That's not a sleeper. That's a big dog. That's a heavyweight. What do you think of what Oklahoma has done in the offseason? I think what they've done has been impressive.
I'm going to surprise you. I'm bought in. Billy Napier has quoted enough scripture, and I watched a midseason miracle, and DJ Lagway has me convinced if he's healthy, that the winds have changed. Florida's dangerous. Speaking of another team that put it on Lane Kiffin, ironically enough, the guy everybody thought they wanted to hire, right? Mm-hmm. Was there not some irony in that Florida win? Mm-hmm. And then there was a good Tulane team. I'm not being facetious here. That really was a good Tulane team. They played in a bowl game, and they looked really good. So, I think I'm not counting Florida out as a potential playoff team. Write that down.
I think they're going to give the Dogs all they want this year in Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
As long all things being equal and everybody's healthy, they're going to give them all they want. I don't think there's any question. All right, bro. I appreciate it. It's Mike Griffith, the AJC, bro. I will see you next week at the SEC spring meetings. Thanks, man.
I look forward to it, guys. Have a good one.
That's Mike Griffith. And he had to throw that in there for you guys because he knows you. He just loves you Florida fans. All right. We got an hour to go. You guys are absolutely just crushing the text line with your with your personal days of infamy in sports. Before we go, I know we got to go, RJ, but I got to read this one. This is from the 655. I was a punt returner back in high school when Deion Sanders was prime time. I broke it down the sidelines at about the 20-yard line. I put my hand behind my head and started high-stepping. I accidentally high-stepped my way out of bounds at the 10. Coaches were not happy, the 655 says. All right, keep them coming, man. We'll read more of them. We'll get into this and a whole lot more on the other side. It's XLP.
Big moment. Play-by-play is full of plot twists.
Did that just happen?
And high-octane drama.
And this game is tied.
Experience the most play-by-play sports on 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet. Even my family is obsessed. And with Father's Day right around the corner, why not surprise Dad with his own custom garage workspace? Tool storage, workbenches, the whole works. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes Dad's. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. Visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, don't buy a diamond at one of those big box corporate jewelers in the town center until you see what Beard's Diamonds can offer. Hicken here. Beard's Diamonds will give you a better price on a better quality diamond. Beards, they're not beholden to Wall Street. They are beholden to the people of Jacksonville. Why? Because they're the only locally owned jeweler in the town center. Yes, Beards has the best diamond selection in the region. No middleman prices on hand-picked diamonds, all shapes, all sizes. They also have the top bridal designers like Tacori and Verragio. And here's something else. Unlike the others, Beards doesn't have commissioned salespeople. Their experts get paid whether you buy something or not. So no pressure, ever. Their associates are diamond experts. They'll teach you how to buy a diamond the smart way. We're really lucky to have Beards here as a refreshing alternative. You get it all. No compromises, highest quality, personal service, no middleman pricing, and unbeatable guarantees. Beards Diamonds, the only locally owned jeweler. They're at the St. John's Town Center.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through May 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Get more Gators with Dan Hickett and me, Frank Frangie, on all things Gators on 1010XL Gators Podcast, with new episodes every Monday, brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, wherever you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
Guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? TopDressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit TopDressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with TopDressing.com.
ET here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, visit my buddy Dr. McGowan at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. You have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits, even if you're at fault. And no matter what you hear, you have the right to choose your own doctor. So I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Their auto experts will guide you in every step of the way to ensure the care that you need. Your recovery starts with McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
What Major League Baseball team has never been to a World Series? The answer next.
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The Seattle Mariners, who were founded in 1977, have never been to the World Series.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey, Hicken here. So much of what makes us a family takes place in our homes. That's where Zero Res comes in. I love Zero Res, and this month get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet and air duct cleaner with May Mayhem. A 3-room special starting at $149 plus the 4th room is free. You owe it to yourself and your family to breathe healthy, happy, and clean. Call Zero Res 28757 or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and say you want the Hicken special. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Yo, ET here, and I need you to beat the heat this summer with cool escapes and non-stop fun in Clay County. Tackle indoor adventures head on. Throw axes at Live by Axe or smash your stress away at Just Smash That. Then kick back with drinks, good food, and fandom vibes at Nakama Anime Bar or Leaderboard Arcade and Bar. Whether you're blowing off steam or just looking to chill, Clay County got your perfect indoor getaway. Find your cool at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Awaken 180 following their 3-1 defeat at the hands of Ole Miss on yesterday in the second round of the the SEC baseball tournament, the Florida Gators baseball team returns home to await their fate in the 2025 NCAA baseball tournament. Regional hosts will be announced on Sunday night, with the entire postseason field being unveiled on Monday, May 26th. The Jacksonville Jaguars have finalized their 2025 preseason schedule. As the team announced today, the Jags will kick off the preseason with a home contest at Everbank Stadium against the Pittsburgh Steelers before going back-to-back road matchups at both New Orleans and Miami. Currently 88 degrees at 3:03. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Prime Time, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, hour number 2 of XLP. Matt Hayes, Leon Cersei, RJ in for JJ, Joe C. on vacation through the end of the week, and the holiday, big holiday coming up. 3-day weekend. You got any plans, Cersei?
No, I don't. I don't have any plans, but
I'm sure you'll hit a barbecue or two, won't you?
I may, or fish fry, something like that.
Or it's a fish fry.
Yeah, fish fry sounds good.
So, RJ, you got any plans for the weekend?
I mean, nothing huge. Just no. I mean, not really.
No.
You gonna post up some elderly people?
First off, he's not a post up. Even in the senior league, he doesn't post up. He's a chucker, man.
He looks like a chucker.
Yeah,
though.
100%. He's a chucker.
Not 100%. Not 100%.
Bro, you're
I
outside
like 12 round fights in the post. It's 12 rounds in that.
You don't want none of that smoking.
What?
Come on now.
What?
How about
Leon, you would have needed help, man.
Ooh. Wait a minute. First of all, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Oh, you want to know parts of 30-year-old Leon?
Oh, get out of here, man.
30-year-old Leon.
Right in the box. I would have been listening block to block. He's going to have to see me.
Please.
He's going to have to see me block to block, man.
I would have pulled out my belt and whooped you.
Oh, stop. Would you stop it?
You'd have been chucking all the time.
Exactly. Chucker.
All right. You guys are crushing on the text line. We really appreciate it. All your days of infamy from sports after in relation to the Knicks blowing a 14-point lead in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals at home, with the chance to play in the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. Get off to a good start. Playing a hot Pacers team, just absolutely implode. The 613 chimes in. Last junior golf tournament I played, I hit the last 11 greens in regulation and 3-putted all 11. Walked off the course, threw my clubs in the trunk, told my parents I quit.
Wow.
Oh, man, I love it. But that's the stuff. I mean, that's the good stuff right there. That's like that dude will never forget that day as long as he lives. He'll play golf with his buddies for the rest of his life. He'll play golf with his wife. He'll play golf during business. He will never forget that day, man. Never.
Yeah, that's sad. It's true. Sad but true. You're absolutely right. Sad but true.
All right, I wanted to get into this because we talked briefly about this earlier in the week, Source. The 2028 Olympics are going to have flag football. And the NFL announced earlier this week that they would allow players to play in the Olympics, which is interesting. That opens up a whole different can of questions, not the least of which is, are you going to miss training camp for however long it takes for you to get through that tournament? I don't know how long it would take. I would guess at least 4, 5, 6, 7 days, right? I mean, you're not going to go back-to-backs. I wouldn't think they would have them going back-to-backs. They might.
Yeah, they may. I'm not sure.
But you're still you might spend, a week away from training camp, which there's no way teams are going to be happy with that,
maybe
right?
2 weeks. Maybe I would give it 2 weeks away from training camp. No way those teams are going to be happy. And I know we talked about this off the air, and you were saying, these guys, these teams from other countries, they're not going to be able to keep up with these guys or whatever.
There's no way they're going to be able to.
I understand that, but anytime you involve them, running, jumping, sprinting, there could be casualties.
The opportunity for casualties.
Absolutely, opportunity, because when they're at the Pro Bowl and they're playing flag football, which disgusts me, by the way, but they play flag football. Those guys go full tilt to a point to where they know when to let up when a guy's like getting around them because they're not trying to hurt. You're going to have a team. You're going to do against countries,
right?
All right, who are going to be going full speed at these players, which means they're not going to let up. And I'm just saying. I'm going at the ground, going at your knees, on your ankles.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, that's all I'm saying. That's concerning to me.
Maybe,
And
maybe even some dirty stuff.
That part. Come on now.
Could there be a little jealousy involved, you think?
Animosity, jealousy, yeah. Come on. The country alone, there's animosity, jealousy.
That's true.
So what are you talking about that?
So as a segue into this, playing in the Olympics, flag football, NFL players, a few have already said they're definitely playing. Justin Jefferson was at the press conference with Roger Goodell when they announced it and said he's definitely playing. And that's, you're talking about one of the top 3 receivers in the NFL.
Who, Justin Jefferson?
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
yeah.
And again, it's in 2028. It's in LA, so it's not like they got to travel halfway across the world. It's in the U.S., so it's a plane trip from wherever they are. But there's still something unique about this, okay? And it starts with these. Today I got the odds for the starting quarterback in the 28 Olympics. Right?
Okay.
The odds on favorites. Lamar Jackson's at the top.
El Boogie. That's exactly what I thought.
We talked about
El
this
Boogie.
because you're going to need a guy that can not only throw it, but that can escape a little bit. Because if it's 7-on-7, you're going to have a guy snapping and a guy rushing.
Mm-hmm.
And the odds of the guy getting by the guy snapping are very high.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very high.
Oh, yeah.
So the guy at quarterback's got to be able to juke a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told you guys I might take Jaden Daniels. He's number 2
over El Boogie.
Over El Boogie, he's number 2, 3-1.
Stop it. But go ahead.
I think he's a better thrower than Lamar. I think. I do. I think he's a better thrower.
Okay. All right.
It's close, but I think he is. All right, number 3. You got any guesses?
Number 3, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is number 3,
right.
5-1. Number 4, you're not going to get this. Number 4.
Number 4. Kyler Murray.
Are you looking at like?
No, I'm not looking. I ain't got my phone off
right now.
No.
Kyler Murray 6-1 odds.
Okay.
Again, a guy that can
move
scoot,
and maneuver.
throw.
That's the guys I'm thinking about right now.
But I will say this: is he even going to be in the league in 28?
That's a good question. 3 years from now?
He should. I mean, he should be, but you don't know, right?
Yeah, he should be.
Pat Mahomes is next at 8-1.
That's ridiculous. The Pat Mahomes is that low. But go ahead. He should be in front of Kyler Murray.
He has escapability because he can move in the pocket, and he likes that horizontal movement, you know. And I get that could work in that flag football concept, but he's going to get run down, man. He's not as fast as those other guys.
Yeah,
he will get run down.
Well, he's got a lot more wear and tear on his body.
That too.
Yeah, that
too. All right, so here's where it gets interesting, and this is why I wanted to bring this up. At 50-1 is a guy who's never played in the NFL yet, Cam Ward.
Cam Ward is 50-1?
Cam Ward is at 50-1. 51
Okay.
odds to be.
I can see that.
To be playing quarterback for the U.S.
He really doesn't have any Cam Ward doesn't have wheels, but he has escapability.
He does.
I give you that.
He's a lot like Mahomes, actually.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yes.
Moves really well in the pocket. Likes to go horizontal a little bit. Yeah, I agree. Also at 50-1. You ready for this one?
Not sure.
Jalen Milroe.
Wait a minute. The guy who hasn't thrown a NFL pass yet?
Correct. The guy who's not
50-1?
really. The guy who's not really a thrower.
I mean, he's got a nice deep ball, but he's not. Yeah,
50-1.
I mean, ooh. Okay, all right.
And now here's where it gets a little funky.
Wait a minute.
66
Don't tell me
to 1.
Trevor's behind Jalen Milroe.
At 66-1, Trevor Lawrence.
Wow.
Right next to, also at 66-1, Shedeur Sanders.
Wow. Are you?
You can pick your jaw off the table now.
Are you serious right now?
I'm staring at it right now. These are the odds.
That's crazy, bro. Well, that's what they think about you, bro.
That's what Vegas thinks about your quarterback here in Jacksonville.
66-1.
66-1, right next to Shedeur Sanders, who was selected in the 5th round and may not even make that team, to be honest. At this point, we'll see what happens. It's a very crowded quarterback room. If he doesn't make that team, I'm sure he'll go to some team and catch on with some team. But the point is, you've got a guy who is, and I think I'm safe saying this, not really a functional throwing quarterback in Jalen Milroe. He's got a nice deep ball. He is not a first, second level thrower. He's just not. Doesn't mean he won't be eventually. Doesn't mean he can't be eventually. He's not right now. He's an odds-on favorite ahead of the quarterback here that's making $275 million.
Well, I mean, it's safe to say outside of, that list that you gave right there, outside of Mahomes, who has more of the rocket arm than Trevor?
That's kind of my point, too, is he's built for this type of game, Trevor is.
Yeah.
Because you got to be able to make every throw, and he can. You got to have a hose, and he does. You got to be accurate, and he can be accurate, right? Mm-hmm. You got to be able to escape, and he can escape. He's got some athleticism. He's 6'6", so he can stand in case you get a rush coming at you. He can throw over the rush. He's kind of made for this thing. 66 to 1.
But that's what they think about you.
There's a lot of doubting right now, this quarterback. A lot of doubting. And I hope he hears it, and I hope he feeds off it, and I hope it motivates the hell out of him, and I hope it helps him find what he's lacking. And I don't think it's physical. There's nothing. He's got everything. He's got everything you could possibly want as a quarterback. It's between the ears. It's always between the ears. That's the difference in the NFL, right? From being a guy or good to being great and elite.
Yeah. The difference between the good ones and the great ones are the attention to details. And what I mean by attention to details, I'm talking about habits, how you do some things, how you do everything. It would be times when I was with the Steelers and I used to watch film, and I would go by, I'm about to leave, it's like 8 o'clock at night, I'm about to go home because I've been watching film. Cornell Lake and Rod Wilson, and they're still in there watching film. Now, does that make me? I'm just painting scenarios of stuff like where the good ones, they do the right things, but the great ones, those two guys I played with were great.
Are putting work.
They put more work in their craft. Those type of guys are at the University of Miami. After we practiced, and after we conditioned. And I'm going inside because I'm dog tired. Guess who's out there got a weight jacket on running routes? Mike Griffith. After we done practice and condition, he's out there with Steve Walsh with a weight jacket on running more routes.
Right.
I wasn't about to do nothing like that. I'm just saying that's the difference between the good ones and great ones.
Yeah, and here's another thing, too. It's flipping flag football, okay? I get that. I get it, all right? It's nothing. Who cares about it? You could get the 7 guys from the UFL and win the gold medal. I get all of that, all right? All I'm saying is it kind of sheds a light a little bit on the idea that people don't think much about this cat, man. I think they're beyond him now. Vegas clearly doesn't. You could get the MVP awards, MVP odds for 2026, 2025-26 season. He's not even anywhere near it. Not even close. This is the guy that everybody has forgotten about. That's kind of my point with this. It's not, Trevor's this or Trevor's that. I hope this kind of stuff motivates him, man. I hope he really comes into this season with just a steel trap mind of, all right. That one time after the Texans game when he said he's keeping the receipts, that little tweet that he sent out, the guy taking the receipts, and he was upset because he was called out by, I think it was Richard Sherman, right? Richard Sherman on the Amazon game, I think it was.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He came out and they went to Houston. He played his tail off. He had played a great game. That's the kind of guy you need. That's the kind of guy you win because of, not the kind of guy you win with.
Listen, the Trevor that I need is the Trevor in the divisional round after the Chiefs game in the tunnel. I was sold when he was sitting there. I was sold. You don't understand. I had chills when Trevor was sitting there.
You were July 7 months early.
I was sold when he was slapping everybody's hand. It felt like he was saying, look, we're going to be back here. And I believed him. When he was in that tunnel after they lost to the Chiefs in that divisional round, and he stood in that tunnel and he slapped everybody's hand. Man, I got chills. I said, that kid's got it. That kid understands that we'll be back. And we haven't been back since.
In fact, after the first 11 games of the next season, it was the just the unthinkable morass that they're in now. What's happened in the last, I guess that would be 24 games? Just absolutely unthinkable. So again, I get it. It's just flag football, and you could probably get the best 7 college players and go win the gold medal. And not even the best 7 college players. You could get just a good group of college players and go win the gold medal. It's just the thought process. It's the thought process of how far the quarterback here has gone down in the eyes of so many. And he's not that far away from being the number 1 overall pick. He's not that far away from everyone saying he's a generational type player. He's a guy that's going to play in the league for 15 years and he's going to do great things and he's going to win Super Bowls. And we are so far from that right now. So far from that. That doesn't mean he can't get there. All I'm saying is the window is closing, man. He's got to do something now. And I hope this type of stuff just pisses him off. And it feeds him. It feeds him to do more and more and more, not only on the field, but away from the field. Right?
I agree.
To be that guy who prepares at the highest level of preparation. If he becomes that guy, you're going to see the guy that was deserving of the 1 overall pick. All right, we need to go to break. We're going to get into, we haven't even talked about this yet. I want to do, since we're post NFL draft, let's do our top 10 power poll. Post NFL draft. We'll do that. We'll come back on the other side. It's XLP.
Bringing you Jaguars players, coaches, and breaking news year-round.
We got to go back to our fundamentals.
On the home of the Jaguars.
Work on 3, 1, 2, 3,
1010XL.
Just when you thought we couldn't bring you more, Keon Atlantic is here with a brand new store. We have the same great team to treat you well. With new savings during our grand opening sale. Keon Atlantic is here with the new store. Shop our best offers and largest selection yet. Save big during our grand opening sale. Is there something for everyone on our lot? You bet. If you're ready to experience something new, the all-new Keon Atlantic is ready for you. Your perfect ride is a visit away. Online at KeonAtlantic.com. Keon Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music. The window's down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser start the week by giving the ball to the best back in Duval.
And off, Fred Taylor.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI defense firm and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold and silver and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at almost $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home at the newly renovated 5-star ballpark this week and weekend. Join us tonight for Coors Light Thirsty Thursday, fireworks tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, plus free hats to the first 2,000 fans on Friday, courtesy of UF Health. Then it's Honey Drippers weekend with fireworks Saturday and Sunday. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not being afraid of the crosses of life. Life can be difficult. Maybe today you're carrying a cross of worry or stress. Let me encourage you to remember that when Christ got on the big cross at Golgotha, he destroyed all the little crosses that we face in our life. He set us free from fear, worry, and anxiety. Our job is not to be carried by the cross, but to be carried by our faith.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Join us at Miller Electric May 29th from 4 to 7 p.m. We're on the lookout for talented people, from entry-level to experienced electricians and foremen, security system installation and service technicians, fire alarm system service technicians, and both senior and junior VDV technicians. This is your chance to get hired on the spot. Meet the managers, indulge in delicious food, and snag some awesome giveaways. Don't miss out on this electrifying chance to power up your career. Miller Electric, May 29th, 4 to 7 p.m., 6805 South Point Parkway.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Prime Time. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
All right, we're back on XLP. I want to get into our post-draft power poll, top 10 power poll. We haven't even, I don't think we've done this since with Joe either, but this is something interesting I wanted to get into. During the break, Leon, you and I were talking about Liam Cohen and his history of working with quarterbacks, and you made like a really good point, and I want you to expound on it real quick.
Well, I was just thinking about the fact that that Liam Cohen has been around with the Ram organization with a Matthew Stafford, who I'm pretty sure his reputation alone works his tail off. Absolutely works his tail off. And then he goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a year. And Baker Mayfield, who's got something to prove, who's been on all these different teams for all these different years.
Who's had something to prove since he was in high school.
Yes, who's the first pick overall, works his tail off. So the expectations for Trevor is that he needs to work his tail off. And I don't know if that may be the case, but I know that Liam came out in the presser and made it apparent and watching film with Trevor that he needs to work on his field work right out the door. And I can appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And so I just think that maybe Liam, his expectations of Trevor have got to be high because of the relationships he's had with other quarterbacks as far as putting in work. So I just hope, Trevor's up for the task. That's
right.
it.
And we see you guys in the text line. Half you hate him, half you love him. It's just what it's going to be until he plays to his potential. That's all there's to it. The thing with now though is they've done everything now. I mean, they've literally, as a franchise, done whatever they could to help now. And you could say they could have drafted better in the last couple of years. Of course they could have. They could have taken an offensive lineman last year. Of course they could have. But they've at least put themselves in position where they've changed the offensive line. They added the best player in the draft. They traded up Mortgage the Future to add the best player in the draft, who, oh, by the way, is a uber-talented receiver for Trevor Lawrence, right? You got the young coach and the young staff and the young GM, and everything's changed philosophically. You've got a young quarterbacks coach and OC and head coach and Liam Cohen, who has proven he can develop quarterbacks. It's all in front of him now. He said a couple days ago, he has the answers to the test now. Now when he sees something's wrong, there's an answer for it. There's an answer for everything. So it's almost like he is now set up to the point where, look, if it doesn't work, it's on you. It's on you. So let's see it now. Let's see how he reacts.
Yeah.
Let's see how he reacts. Let's see how he prepares during camp. Let's see how he throws during camp. You can tell right away in camp, can you not? What a guy will be like early on, first couple weeks. You could tell, right?
Well, I mean, you could tell if a guy's into it early on. I mean, you don't have to wait till you get the pads on. I mean, you could tell if a guy's locked in early on. You know, if because listen, as much as it was tedious for me when we got to training camp, I look forward to it because training camp would pull what I needed for the season out of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The wear, the tear, the mental strain, the heat, the endurance, the conditioning, the pounding, the grind, all that kind of stuff. I knew that I had to go through what I went through because I knew that there would be moments in the game that I would have to use that experience.
When you would need it, right?
Yeah. So I always spent. I always say this. Listen, it don't cost to be mediocre.
Right.
If you want to be great, you got to spend it. So yeah, I can appreciate my career because I can look at myself and say, hey, I know I spent.
Yeah.
Because when I went in the league, my destination was 10 years. I'm gonna get 10 in. I got 11, but I could say I didn't go to a lot of Pro Bowls. I went to one Pro Bowl. I went to a lot of AFC Championship, one Super Bowl, whatever. But the response I get from guys that I played up against,
right,
that means the world to me. When guys come up to me and say, "Man, Cersei, his punch, or he was tough, he was physical, he came at you every day," man, that's my reward.
From what you've seen of Trevor, right, and from what you've heard, and you've heard things from a couple of people that you really don't want to say on the air, does he seem like a guy who spends?
No, my impression is that he's the guy who's super talented and has relied on that talent. And talent alone won't get you by in this league. It won't. I see a lot of talented players not live up to their expectations. You got to make sacrifices, no matter how great you are. The best player on the team has got to be the hardest worker.
Right.
He's got to be the one driving everybody else through his play, through his actions, through his
Say
resilience.
that one more time, okay? Nice and slow.
The best
player on the team
has got to be the hardest worker.
I mean, that's it. That's it in a nutshell, is it not?
Yeah.
Any team you've been on, any team.
The
best player.
Steelers, Rod Woodson, Damani Dawson. Best players, hardest work. Greg Lloyd, Kevin Green.
Hall of Famers.
On the Jaguar team.
All of them, Hall of Famers.
Baselli, Jimmy, Fred.
Hall of Famer. Should be Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Hardest workers. Me. I was a hard worker.
Yeah.
Best players on your team got to be the hardest workers. Because that hard work, because when the best player on your team are your hardest workers, when they say something to somebody who's not, not living up to their expectation. Reason why our offensive line was so good is because, and don't get me wrong, the guys that we played in between, we had Baselli on one side, and me on the other side. Our offensive line was so good because we would not settle for average in between us.
The middle three.
But we had to be great. So we weren't going to let them be average. And we got on them. And
you pushed Tilsky. You pushed Ben Coleman, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Your best player's got to be a hard worker.
That's telling. That's time. That's something that I think should resonate throughout this camp. Your best player's got to be your hardest worker, and I think you got to see that. I do. It's new time here, new coach, new philosophy. You've got pieces around you now. Your best player's got to be your hardest worker. You will be able to tell early if he's working hard. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like if you'll be able to come back from practices and you'll be able to get on this radio station and say, "I'm telling you right now, he's invested in this."
Yeah, you should be able to see it. Yeah.
Even a regular fan from the stand should be able to see it. Correct?
I agree.
All right. Real quick, let's before we go to break, let's do our top 10 power poll. All right, post draft. First, I'm going to give you my one. You give me your one. First, you give me your one. Do that.
My one?
Yeah.
My one is the Eagles, Super Bowl champions, baby. Hey, listen, they got the tush push back, baby. That alone.
They did. That thing didn't get kicked out.
And did you see what they posted on their website?
No.
Push on.
All right, my one. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
The Washington Commanders.
Oh, my good. Stop it.
I'm all in.
Are you serious?
I'm all in. Trade for Laremy Tunsil. Draft Josh Carnell. You got 2 tackles now. Brandon Coleman slides inside. You get Deebo Samuel. They're going to be tough, bro. I'm telling you right now, they are going to be tough.
All right.
And if Jaden Daniels does what the elites do in year 2, like it's year 1, then the biggest jump is typically year 1 to year 2.
True. Facts.
If he makes another jump, holy moly, they're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, watch the sophomore slump.
All right.
My number 2.
Give me your number 2.
My number 2 is Patrick Mahomes is still playing, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay. All right. What about Chris Jones?
He's still playing.
Oh, okay, yeah. My Chiefs.
Yeah.
My Chiefs are number 2.
Yeah, me too. Plus, Rashee Rice was playing really well before he got hurt last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm with you with the Chiefs. Who's your 3?
My 3 is Josh Allen. Bills. I got the Bills at 3. If not now, when?
Yeah.
If not now, when, bro?
I mean, right?
Goodness gracious. If not now, when? They've got to do something.
So I got. I'll tell you where I have them later. I got the Ravens at 3. You know why?
Whoa.
Year 2
Okay.
with Derrick Henry.
Okay. All right.
Year 2 with with the OC. Why do I keep forgetting his name, man? Monken.
Yeah. Monken.
It's year 2, right? With Monken, is that right, or year 1?
It might be year 2.
I mean, year 3. I think it's year 2.
Okay.
Anyway, it's year 3. It's year 3 with Monken. But you've got a system now in place. You've got a team that got better defensively in the offseason. And L Boogie's won 2 MVPs, but hasn't done anything in the postseason, man. There's a little pressure on him now.
A little bit. Should have won 3, but yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's
no
story.
doubt. But there's a little pressure on him right now.
Yeah. He's not going to be. Listen, he's not going to be throughout his rest of his career. He's not going to be measured by MVPs.
No. Now it's Super Bowl. Yeah.
Got to be Super Bowl. All right, my number 4 is the Commanders. My number. I like Jaden Daniels. Absolutely, the Commanders. They look like the real deal.
All right, my 4 is the Bills. Give me your 5.
My 5 is the Rams. I'm a Matthew Stafford fan. I really am.
Yeah, I think
if there wasn't for that snow.
Yeah, the snow. Right. Without the snow, they were
hot
last year, man.
Yes, absolutely. They were hot last year.
They might could have won that game. My 5 is the Eagles.
Okay.
I think there might be a little slippage. I do.
Really? Okay. All
because look, defensively, they're not going to have another year like that. That was a rare season. And I like Jalen a lot. I'm not sure Jalen has that type of season either. That was like a rare season for Jalen too. He played outstanding, especially in the second half of the season.
Okay.
So I got the Eagles at 5.
All right, my 6 is Del Boogie. I like the Ravens. Another year with. Listen,
what don't you like about the Ravens? Let me ask you that, because that's a little low, actually.
Well, I mean, I like the Ravens.
Is it just doing it? They got
to just do it. They're kind of like in that. They're kind of in that Buffalo Bills pile right now. If not now, when, bro? I mean, statistically, Lamar Jackson's stats went up, interceptions down.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, number 1 rushing offense.
Yeah.
And you get into the situation where costly turnovers in the playoff game. Yeah.
Just incredible.
Yeah, they implode. They got to stop imploding.
My 6 is the Rams. Who's your 7?
My 7 is the Lions.
Yep,
I feel
same
sorry
here.
for the Lions.
Same here with the Lions.
Yeah.
The question is, did they miss their window? That's the question, because Will the
two
rest of the
coordinators
NFC
being
catch
gone.
up with them? And the new coordinators
The
being
new
gone.
coordinators, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's your 8?
My number 8 is the Vikings. You know
Okay.
what? A lot of people forget the Vikings were 14-3.
I know.
With Sam Darnold.
But you got, brand new coordinator. You got J.J. McCarthy now.
Yeah.
You're banking on J.J. McCarthy. Not playing in the NFL.
I'm still going to go with the Vikings.
All right, my 8 is the Chargers. I think year 2 under Jim Harbaugh is going to be the move year. It's going to be the big move year. Yep.
All right.
Who's your 9?
My 9 is the Green Bay Packers.
All right.
The Green Bay Packers. I that division, the Chicago Bears got a little better this offseason. And, you're talking about the Lions. You're talking about the Vikings. You're talking about the Green Bay. Green Bay, who finished, 10-7?
Yeah.
That's a tough division. But I like Jordan Love, too.
All right, my 9 is the Bengals, and I wanted to put them higher. I wanted to put them higher because kept the receiver, got better on the offensive line. I think they're going to eventually work it out with Hendrickson.
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals could be very, very dangerous this year. When they protect Joe Burrow and when he's healthy, you look at his numbers. The 2 years he wasn't healthy, his numbers, weren't as good. The 3 years he was, it's ridiculous how good he is. Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
maybe the best player in the league when he's completely healthy.
Absolutely. My 10 is the Bengals. I picked a team that didn't even make the playoffs, but if they're like you said, Joe Burrow is he's an elite
I
quarterback.
think he might be better than Mahomes when he's completely healthy. Honestly, I honestly think that. And I know JJ would probably flip if he heard that. But he's getting really close, man.
He's getting
really
close.
close.
He's getting really close. But yeah, I got the Bengals at my 10.
All right, my 10 are the Packers. So we have similar teams. Like 2 years ago, bro, we had the Jags in the top 10.
We did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. That's how far it's fallen.
How the not so mighty have fallen.
In the last 2 years, that's how far it's fallen. All right, we need to go to break. We're going to come back and wrap this thing up. It's XLP.
XL means.
Your signal, that means.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's so cool.
Jacksonville Sports Radio. It's 1010 XL.
Are you ready to step up to luxury?
Check out the power of our exciting 2025 lineup, including the Lyric, IQ, Optique, and the stunning Visti.
With over 15 electric Cadillacs in stock and more on the way, it's the perfect time to trade in your Tesla and embrace luxury with a twist.
At Randy Marion, there are no tariffs. Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville, and see why our electric lineup turns heads.
Don't miss out. Drive Cadillac, electric or gas. We have both. Plus tax tag title $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Frank Frangie here. I've known the Parman family for years, and what stands out is how they run Big Chief Tire. It's not just about tires. It's about showing up, doing the work, and taking care of people. That's the culture they've built over 4 generations. When you walk into Big Chief, you're treated with honesty, respect, and real hometown service. That's how Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling. Schedule your next appointment at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 22nd, 1930, Lou Gehrig, New York Yankees future Hall of Fame first baseman, became the first player to hit 3 home runs in 3 different games.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. From now until May 28th, we're holding our big diamond sale, and now's the best time to buy a quality diamond of a carat or more. Here are a few reasons. First, there's severe upward pressure on rough diamonds, with 4 price increases already this year. Most of this has yet to hit the polished market, so they're diamonds for sale at the old prices. Next, our diamond cutters asked us to house their inventories of existing big diamonds so we could sell them here prior to them being offered to the jewelry trade in Las Vegas. This allows us the ability to sell from their vast stock at brokerage prices you have to see to believe. All of these diamonds are graded for cut, color, and clarity with independent laboratory grading reports. Now, along with this vast collection of big diamonds, we put all of our own meticulously selected loose diamonds and engagement-style rings on sale at prices from 3% to 25% off. We also take trade-ins, but remember, this sale ends May 28th at Underwood San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
Skilled trade jobs are booming, so begin your high-pay, high-demand career today through the Northeast Florida Builders Association. Their apprenticeship program provides paid training in some of the most highly sought-after skilled trades. Get paid while you train, full-time, in carpentry, electrical, HVAC, or plumbing. Plus, earn a 10% raise every year, and the classes are 100% tuition-free. Start your new career today and apply this week at nefpaapprenticeship.org.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
What does your dream backyard look like? Hey, it's Joe C. and my friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can design an outdoor kitchen layout custom built to your taste and lifestyle. You dream it, they can build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Visit cssoutdoor.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, my takeaway is we were talking about great collapses, right? So I had to go back to high school. You know, I only played 1 year high school football, so I'd never experienced loss before, right? So I'm at Evans High School, and we start the season 5-0.
Right.
All right. We go into a Popka, and we're up 14-0.
Big rival, too.
Big rival. And I remember the guy I played up against. His name was Tracy Scroggins. Tracy Scroggins played at Florida, right? Committed to Florida. I played against him in the Popka. And we ended up losing the game 21-14. And there was a picture in the paper with Tracy Scroggins that got a sack on me. So that was my first experience.
Even back then, it cut you to the white meat.
That was my first experience of losing.
Plus, they're like 4 miles away from you guys. That's like a big rival.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was my first time I had ever lost a sporting event because we started the season 5-0, number 1 team in the country, in the state of Florida at that particular time.
And it was your only year playing high school football.
Yeah, only year playing high school football. And we lost to Popka.
And you pick up the paper, the Orlando Sentinel, the next day, and you're on the cover getting bull rushed.
I gave up a sack to Tracy Scroggins. So, Tracy, if you're out there, I haven't forgotten.
Still holding on to it after all these years.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh, that's hilarious. Hey, thank you guys. I mean, there's some great stories on the text line today. We couldn't get through all of them, but I mean, it's you never forget it, man. You just do not forget. That's my takeaways. You could be a pro athlete, you could be a college athlete, you could be a little league athlete, whatever. You do not forget those gut-wrenching losses, man. You don't.
Nope.
Because it's the competitor in you. That's the key.
Absolutely.
I can guarantee you, like you remember the high school loss. I can guarantee there are pro athletes, NFL players that remember like Pop Warner losses that just still to this day just absolutely crush them. And speaking of the text line, the 264 makes a great point. When I was talking earlier about, I think that Joe Burrow is closing in on Pat Mahomes as the best player in the league. 264 says, God, imagine if Mahomes had Jamar and T as his receivers. My God. That would be
lights out.
Unfair.
Yes, it would be.
That would be unfair.
I mean, it was almost unfair when he had Tyreek. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was almost unfair.
That was just one.
That was just one. If you had Tyreek, if you had Jamar Chase and T Higgins, that's
because
they were average. They were easily average 40 points a game.
I mean, Jamar Chase is now so much better than Cheetah. So much better.
Oh yeah.
And T is a very good number 2. It's not like Jordan and Pippen because I don't think T is at Pippen's level, but T's pretty good.
He is good.
T's pretty dang good.
He is pretty good.
Yeah.
He's got the size. He's got the catch radius, all that kind of stuff.
And now, look, again, we were talking about no more excuses. Now you got 2 really good receivers, 2 guys that can run, 2 guys that can stretch the field. You got another guy who, quite frankly, looked pretty smooth out there, De'Ami Brown. Looked pretty smooth out in OTAs. It's all kind of set up. Also kind of set up for like maybe a rare season. And here's a guy who knows a lot about rare seasons.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
I mean, you know a lot about rare in general.
Love rare.
Like when I hear the word rare, I immediately think Hayes Carline of the
Steaks. Steaks
Yes,
you want rare.
That too, yes. That too.
Yeah. Sushi. So,
yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And by all means, have a rare season here and win 14 games for us. That'd be great.
All right, so we were talking, the Knicks collapsed last night, right? Yeah. We kind of had made fun the last couple hours of like, as a personally and as a fan, like your most gutting losses.
Yeah.
Real
That
quick, give us your personal and your fan losses.
Personal, well, I really don't have anything.
Because
like
you guys were great at
personally.
polls, right?
Well, and I was a terrible athlete. So it's not like I contributed to any win they ever had or any joke they ever had.
Right.
I was only on the field if we were up 48-3 and there was a running clock in the fourth quarter. So personally, I don't really have anything just because I wasn't a good enough athlete to ever collapse and put myself in that situation. As a fan, definitely choke it dope. I was broken. I mean, broken. Like I had to leave, go for a walk by myself. I was a freshman in college and broken. Like I've never been as devastated as a fan.
Were you in Tallahassee?
No. I wasn't at the game. In fact, I was home. I was in Jacksonville for it. I can't remember why. Because that was rare. But yeah, I was in Jacksonville and just devastated. So that one would certainly be, that's, I would think, I can't think of anything else. That'd probably be one. One of them was Florida lost to Miami. The Brock Berlin game was an epic choke job.
An epic choke.
So that one stands out in terms of pain. That'd probably be the two that jump. Maybe there's one that I'm not, that's slipping my mind, but those would be the two.
You know what's
choke
funny?
it doke and the
it's the college
gag
ones that
against
get you,
the
right?
Canes.
It's
Without
the
a
college.
doubt.
Even Leon's number one was the college one. Was BYU.
Mm-hmm. And again, this is part of it is my age. Like the Jaguars weren't a thing until I was like in college. So I didn't grow up with the Jaguars.
Right.
I want them to do well, but I mean, my heart is in college.
Right.
I mean, that's where is a fan. My heart is in college sports. So yeah, those have always been the most painful and also the most euphoric. yeah, if you're a Gators fan, unfortunately, you've had some great times for sure. But yeah, we've had some gutting losses as well. And I didn't even have to live through the 70s and early 80s. So I missed out on a lot of those Georgia losses that my dad tells me about that were just heartbreaking.
Right.
But yeah, look, if that's the thing about being a sports fan or an elite athlete, is you're going to have those moments. It's just part of it. But yeah, you guys did a great job. That was a fun listen,
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
hearing you guys talk about it.
What do you guys got coming
So
up?
yeah, coming up on the Fringy Show, Lee Smith will join us, the executive director of the Players Championship, to talk golf. We'll break down the PGA Championship and peek ahead. The Oakmont the U.S. Open's right around the corner. I didn't realize Father's Day must be earlier this year because it feels like it's like 3 weeks away. So we'll talk about that. Obviously, the big local news here is Matthew Driscoll moving on from UNF to go take the associate head coaching job at Kansas State. So we'll certainly talk about his impact, which has just been monumental, not just for the Ospreys program and their community, but for the Jacksonville community as well. Just an unbelievable 16-year run for Matthew Driscoll here, and certainly one of our great friends that we will miss. But UNF's in great hands with with his top assistant, Bobby Kennan, taking over. So yeah, lots of fun stuff coming up on the Frangie Show.
All right, awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Colin. Appreciate it. That's Hayes Carline from the Frangie Show. They'll be coming up next. Then you got Baloo, and then you got Hacker. And
you see how I pulled up Tracy Stroggins, the first guy to get a sack on me.
Yeah. First guy
to ever get a sack. You don't forget that stuff, man.
All right, tomorrow we got a treat for you. Cleo Lemon's sitting in both hours. Tomorrow we're going to do a lot of football, a lot of Jags, a lot of NFL. For Leon Searcy, for RJ sitting in for JJ, we appreciate it. Lock it on here. More great sports talk.
More Jaguars, more prep sports, more Gators, more Knowles, more dogs, more golf. Plus original podcasts from your favorite 1010XL personalities. 1010XL.com.
To get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it," and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Where does Northeast Florida buy cars? Arlington Toyota. Mia here, and why Arlington? Selection. Arlington has over 800 new and used vehicles all in one location with everyday low prices. Plus right now, save big with 0 down and just $288 per month for a pre-owned 2023 Toyota Corolla. Or how about no payments till January 2026 and 60-day exchange. Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter mile east of 295, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
This is Mike